Okay.
Okay. I'd like to call this Freeburg Community High School District 77 Board of Education meeting to order. Ms. Staub, would you call roll?
Mrs. Staub, here. Mr. Reynolds.
Here.
Mr. Henning. Mr. Haas.
Here.
Mrs. Miller.
Here.
Mr. Gauck.
He said here.
Oh, he did? Okay. Mr. Parrish.
Here.
And I forgot her name. Justice.
Here.
Okay, we have a quorum. Let's rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Is that Gary?
I think so.
Okay.
Okay, do we have any agenda changes this evening?
We did not.
All right. Did we have any public comments?
We did not.
We did not. All right, we've all had a chance to look over the consent agenda. Do we have any additions, subtractions, corrections this evening?
None.
Seeing none, okay. We'll need a roll call vote to accept the consent
We need
agenda.
to vote the motion first.
Oh, I'm sorry, we need a motion.
So moved.
Sorry.
So,
All right, we have a motion by Ms. Staub,
Second.
second by Ms. Miller. Okay, we'll start with you, Vicki.
Aye.
So we'll go to Mike,
aye.
Dennis,
Aye.
Angie,
Is that me?
Angie, Dean,
Gary is aye.
Gary, Dean. And I'm also an aye, so the motion passes.
Okay.
Okay. Do we have any committee reports this evening?
None.
All right. Now we're on to the student members report.
Okay, so there isn't really that much to report on because we haven't been in school. But I hope you all had a happy Easter, and like with all this crazy quarantine stuff, people have been getting pretty creative on how they're doing stuff with remote learning. Even some clubs have started doing remote club meetings. The seniors, or someone has started a senior Instagram page where it's called FCHS Class of 2020, and they're handled Freeburg Seniors 2020. It has all of the senior pictures and what they're planning to do moving forward. On Facebook, there is a video of the teachers talking to the students about like things they can do during quarantine and how to just stay safe. It's pretty amusing if you guys want to go watch that. And my mom also tagged the school in a video that she made for the seniors. There's a helpline that I think would be worth sharing to the students and families, like just on our Facebook page or something. It's Call for Calm. It's for all Illinois residents to call it, to text and call for mental health professionals to talk to, or for unemployment reasons, or food or shelter. Like if they need anything, they can text or call this number if they need any help. I've been kind of talking about this news just to see what they would like to see done, like moving forward. But most of them just kind of want to go back to school. So if I hear anything else from them, I'll shoot you guys an email. That's about it.
Sounds good. Any questions or comments? Okay, seeing none, we'll move on to the principal's report.
Hi, how's everybody doing?
Getting by.
We're hanging in there.
We're good.
Okay, good. Just a couple things for you. We're running about 80 lunches a day out through the service for lunch pickup. Last week and this week, we did double lunches on Thursday with no deliveries on Friday. That seemed to work out. It's also easier on Nikki, who's our lunch person that's making all those lunches through OPA. So if everything goes well today, we may look at just going Monday through Thursday and doing a double drop-off on Thursday for Friday. And still just trying to make sure everybody's fairly limited, low contact. We have the same 3 drivers every day. We have that they're doing great. They're very optimistic and just doing a really great job. Teachers are continuing to hold video classes, send out assignments, work really well as much as they can with the students. Participation varies. There's kids that are wholeheartedly 100% in and seem to have adjusted well, and other kids that are definitely struggling with the concept of just the isolation and the day-to-day online work. It's just not for everybody. Everybody handles things a little bit differently, but they're hanging in there. Unfortunately, we do have some kids and some parents who have just decided they don't need to do anything moving forward. And with the Illinois no harm mandate, anything they can do can only positively impact their grades. So we're still trying to motivate those students, but there's definitely some difficulties there. Prom is currently postponed. Nothing really in the works until we kind of know if it's even an opportunity to reschedule sometime in the future. Hopefully we'll start getting some answers soon about if everything's going to be extended or where we're going next. We are working on some ideas for still being able to carry out the honors night. Will now be traditional, but finding ways to still honor those kids. I'm not sure again of the timeline on that. That's a big night for scholarships, and most of the committees that won those scholarships haven't even met or requested the application. So it's going to be a fairly lengthy process, I think, until everything's covered. Parents, I know there's been a lot of things going around for parents. They're ordering senior signs for the yards. That was sent out on Teacheries and on Facebook, and they've got some other things in the work. And then I'll let Mr. Frick can talk about the lights, the Friday night lights things with the IHSA. But I hope you're all doing okay through this. I hope your families are all okay and being safe. And we're just thinking of everybody and hoping everybody figures through all this.
Okay,
Thanks.
thank you. Any questions or comments for Ms. Young? I had a question. I know the grade school is doing the lunches Monday, Wednesday, Friday now. Have we thought about matching that up, or?
We've talked about it. The biggest issue we have is Nikki is making all of our lunches on her own. And the grade school 118 brings their lunches in. So it's really kind of a manpower trying to make all those lunches at one time. It doesn't really save us a lot of time. It doesn't save her a lot of time. So we talked with her, and her desire was to kind of do it the way we're doing it. And I think it works out pretty well for us. There's a few people that, are going back and forth to both schools for the different age kids, but for the most part, it's working out well. Most of our lunches are remote anyway. Most of our lunches are the bus drivers take, and we only have probably, about 15 or 20 of the lunches that are pick up here at school.
About 15.
The rest we deliver.
Okay. All right. Let's move on to the superintendent's report.
I don't want to rehash everything. I do want to kind of give a big shout out to the students that are really working hard, the teachers that are being really innovative. Mrs. Jung, Mr. Alt, they've been really good about kind of being a sounding board for the teachers, whether it's technology issues or instructional issues. They've done a really nice job through this. So that 800 breakfast, that's breakfasts and lunches. So we're actually doing 80 a day. So we're actually doing 160 a day total meals, because we give a lunch and a breakfast out for each. We are, obviously the band trip is in jeopardy. That's capital J jeopardy. We are working with the tour company and the band boosters and Mr. Goff, trying to work out the best resolution where you get the biggest refund for all of the students. It's kind of a little bit of a dance as far as whether we cancel now or wait a little bit. Right now we're waiting. They delayed the last payment to May 15th, which gives us a little bit of time. Our tour actually starts the day after they close Broadway. We've heard they're going to close it longer, but it hasn't officially been closed while we're there. So we're just going to wait a little bit longer, but I think it'll end up being canceled. And then those that bought the insurance will work through that. The tour company is working to try to get us as much money back as possible. And there'll be more to come on that. Financial impact of the pandemic. Obviously, there's going to be an impact, whether it is funding from the state, impact locally. We'll know more in the next couple of months, but it'll definitely be reflected in our budget in August and September. And as of right now, all the closures do not extend the school year. So we're still looking at the same last day of the year as we had on the calendar, which I think is supposed to be the third day after Memorial, but they have some teacher work days built in to the new rules. So there's a good possibility that the remote learning would end before Memorial Day. But again, until we get through the rest of the school year, we're really not going to know.
Okay. All right. Any questions or comments? Okay, we'll move on to old business then.
First item is we did the survey, had the meeting, and the results are in the board packet that was sent out. The issue that I think we have with the survey is we only had about 130, 31, I don't remember exactly, people that completed the survey. So to me, it wasn't strong enough, but I do think it's appropriate for the board to publicly take action on what the scope of the project would be. And so there's a resolution that's in the board packet that I'm recommending the board pass that explains that the scope of the project will be the second floor addition, and then the hallway will be listed as an alternate on the bid packets. So if we have enough money, we can build the hallway, but our focus is going to be on the second floor. And then the other items that were mentioned in the survey, the performing arts and the gymnasium, those will have to come whenever, there's more money or somewhere down the line. But right now, I think it's appropriate for the board to make a public statement that what we're focusing on right now is just the second floor and possibly the hallway if it comes in under budget.
Okay. Do we have any questions or comments about that? Seeing none, we need a motion to approve the construction project scope resolution as presented.
So moved. Who made that motion? Mike.
Okay, Mike made the motion, and Gary seconded it. Let's start with you. Let's start with you, Dennis.
Aye.
Angie.
Aye.
Dean.
He was good.
Okay, I'm an aye. Vicky.
Aye.
Mike.
Aye.
And Gary.
Aye.
Motion carries. Our next item, item B.
This is the second reading of the changes to the handbook. We had the first reading in March. There was one item that was left out that Lori worked through today. I sent that to you. I don't know if anybody saw it, but it's basically just a couple changes as far as the lanyards and the IDs go. Want to go back to a standard lanyard. Had probably some things that were going on that shouldn't have been going on as far as with the lanyards. Want to make it a little more uniform. And then the IDs, it kind of defines what time you should have the ID on and what up until the time you're allowed to take it off. So besides that, I don't think there was any other changes that were made. Lori, I don't know if you have other information you want to share.
No, just the only thing that I added was just some of the, just kind of more specific about some of the rules, like students were taking other kids' ID badges and wearing those. So we've attached like disciplinary action onto those. And so just a few things like that, if you guys can read it, that I added more language to it. And this is still after the first year. We found out there was some kinks in it, and we're going to try to keep improving those as each year comes up.
Okay. All right. Any questions or comments on that topic?
I have a question.
Yes.
For the lanyards, are we gonna continue to have like the holder things, or are we gonna like have something different? Like, cause I know a few people were hole punching them, and I don't feel like that's a bad idea.
Oh, you mean that they kept slipping off their lanyard?
Yeah.
Yeah. Mr. Alt's looking into that. We did buy some new ones, and then we were having a hard time. Some of the kids, it wasn't reading it right when they would go through to get their lunches. Yeah. So Mr. Alt's actually looking into something that's going to work better for the students.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, we need a motion to approve the second reading and final approval of the 2020-2021 Student Parent Handbook as presented.
I'll make that motion.
Okay, motion by Gary.
Yes.
And we need a second.
I'll second.
Second by Ms. Miller. All those in favor say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Motion approved. All right, let's move on to new business.
All right, first item is to approve a loan for the purchase of the Chromebooks and the cases. At last month's meeting, the board approved to go ahead and move forward with the purchase. Diane is worked, talked with a couple different banks. We've got a loan through Citizens, 4-year repayment, 2.25%. Cost of the Chromebooks and the cases is $193,000. This would come out of the lease levy. If you looked at the write-up, Jeff did a great job with getting the cost down. The cost is actually less for both the Chromebook and the cases than what we paid for just the Chromebooks the first time we bought them. So I think those are all good prices, and recommend the board approves that loan.
Okay. Any questions or comments on that? Okay, hearing none, we need a motion to move to approve a loan through Citizens Bank for the purchase of new Chromebooks and cases as presented.
So moved.
Motion by Dennis. I'll second that. Vicky, we'll start with you.
Aye.
Mike?
Aye. Aye.
Gary? Gary?
Aye.
Dennis?
Aye.
Aye.
Angie?
Aye.
Dean? Motion passes. We'll move on to the next item, item B.
Okay, this was the, to approve a contract for construction manager. Mike and I interviewed the 4 construction managers, felt like you all did a great job. Felt like the one we wanted to bring to the board was Pecker Construction. Wrote a little bit about them, why we felt like we wanted to work with them. Unfortunately, we were not able to get a contract finalized before tonight's meeting. So what we would like to do is have the board basically give direction to, I would assume Mike and I, to sit down and negotiate with them. And if we feel like we get a good contract, an agreement, that we can move forward then and start the design of the second floor, and then bring that to the board in May for final approval, formal approval of the contract. And Mike, I don't know if you wanted to add anything.
Yeah, like Greg said, we did the 4 interviews. There was quite a few things that brought them to the surface, and so we would like the opportunity to go ahead and continue negotiations so we don't slow the process down.
Okay. Any questions or comments? Now, Greg, will we need a motion on this, or do we just need the full board approval?
No, you don't, because it's you're going to take a final approval in May on the contract.
Okay.
You just need to kind of give us direction to go ahead and work out the agreement, and then we can start working with them and FGM on the design and putting the bid stuff together, the specs together.
Okay, is everybody okay with, letting Greg and Mike, move forward with this?
Yes.
I'm comfortable with it.
Okay.
Yes.
Vicky is, Des is?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, well, let's do that, Greg, then, just like you had proposed, and move forward that way. All right,
Okay.
let's move on to item C.
This was something we had talked about. Angie went last year. I know Dean's gone a couple times. This is the General Assembly at the III Conference in November. This is the time where boards can submit a resolution. So if anybody had one or would like to submit one, if they have one now and want to submit it, the board can take action. The resolutions come from the entire board. So if an individual has a resolution they would like to bring forward, they can do that. The board can vote on whether or not they want to bring that resolution forward on behalf of the whole board.
Okay, did anybody have a resolution that they wanted to bring forward at this time? Okay. Seeing none, we'll move on. Do we have any board correspondence this evening?
We do not.
Okay, do we have any addenda items?
None.
Do we have a reason to go into closed session?
We do not.
We do not. Okay. Well then I guess that would probably be it for our meeting this evening. Do we have a motion to adjourn this evening?
So moved.
I'll second.
Motion by Mike, second by. All those in favor say aye.
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 Any against? No. Motion passes. We are adjourned. Thank you this evening.
I'd like